Okay, hello everyone. My name is Laquan Williams, and today I wanted to talk about the episode that happened last night for Black Lightning. I wanted to do a review. The episode was season 4, episode 8. So last week was season 4, episode 7, which we saw the backdoor pilot for the Painkiller spin-off TV show that's going to be happening after Black Lightning is over, of course, in a couple more weeks. The show will be airing this summer, and I just wanted to talk about what we saw, obviously, of course, last night. So Black Lightning and his whole family and the rest of the cast, even Khalil, who is obviously who is also known as Painkiller. If you haven't watched it, he also made an appearance in an episode. What we saw last night was basically that this was obviously Jennifer's new body. Obviously, I would say introduction, her new appearance and introduction going back to high school, but she obviously is using a different name. She's known as JJ now, and it's obviously a different actress and a different face. So that's what we saw last night. We also saw that Tobias Well is running for mayor, and he also has made it his mission. He's obviously showing it right now that he's trying to blackmail Black Lightning, who is also known as Jefferson Pierce at Garfield High School, the principal. So obviously that's what he does. He's a superhero by night, but by day he's the principal at a high school. So he set him up to look like he embezzled money from the school. So he obviously has his job hanging in the balance, and he couldn't go to the school because of the protests. And obviously a lot of people looking at him like he's the bad guy, obviously, now. So that's what happened. So he set him up for that. We also saw Gamby, obviously, getting even more closer and figuring out how to help the Pierce family, and Jefferson Pierce, obviously, who is Black Lightning, and his family, obviously, by interfering, also getting inside, obviously, the base of operations at the tech firm where his friend works at, and she obviously is in charge of the dampening energy guns, the DEG guns that are used against the metahumans and obviously the superheroes on the show. So he's been sabotaging her at every turn in order to make sure that the guns aren't able to hurt them, and obviously to make sure that their operations obviously are crippled. So in order to do that, he's been obviously Gamby has been using his past friendship with the woman to obviously get her to believe him. So that's what he's been doing. We also saw that what happened was the metahumans on the show, obviously, we have new villains. So the one that popped up, this new guy popped up, his name is Ishmael, but he was on the episodes. He was on a season 4, episode 6 a couple weeks ago. He works for the Lady Eve's gang, the Cobra Cartel. He's their new assassin. He came out and got into a fight with Black Lightning, his older daughter, and her wife Grace, and they got into a fight with him at the Freeland Hospital, where she works at clinic. Nessa is the older daughter. They got into a fight with him, and there was no appearance of the Cobra Cartel or also the 100 gang in this episode. That's what we saw. We also didn't see any appearances from Lala, but even though he's currently encased in stone over at the Cobra Cartel's hideout, he'll probably eventually still get out. There also has not been any sightings of Wayne Brady's character, who is is Boomerang. Not Boomerang, excuse me. I forgot his name. But he hasn't shown up yet. So we'll see what happens with that. He's obviously the villain that was in the last season, which was season 3. So we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, as far as that goes, and if him and obviously Tobias Well will be working together. So it was a pretty cool episode. It was nice to see the the Pierce family are back together. Obviously, when the FBI was raided, they had brought into their house. I don't know how exactly the metahumans, because the FBI actually were metahumans, and for some reason I don't know who actually controlled them and whatnot. But we know that it was Tobias Well that sent them there, but how they get their metahuman powers, we actually don't know why. One of the FBI agents turned around and his eyes went silver black, like the color silver and black, and he literally basically mesmerize and obviously mind control the other FBI agents to do what he wants, and that's when they pull their guns out on Black Lightning and his family at their house, and they went through and they ran through the whole place and was returning up furniture, knocking stuff down because of he was falsely accused and obviously set up of embezzling money. But we know obviously that was what Tobias Whale did to him in order to obviously to mess with him and his family, obviously, and to send a message again. So we'll see what happens with that. It's being we'll see what happens with that, obviously. But something that I saw today in regards to this is the article from Screen Rant that says that China McClain is going to actually come back as Jennifer Pierce towards the end of the season, of this last season for Black Lightning, which is season 4. So we're going to see what happens with that. Apparently that's what's going to happen. So if you look here, you can obviously see that. So it says that she's going to be coming back, and the actress that's replacing her, who is playing JJ, is going to be gone. So we'll see what happens with that. If you look here, so it says that the Arrowverse's latest recasting on Black Lightning season 4 may not be as permanent as we initially thought. Actress China M. McClain, who plays Jennifer Pierce on the DC drama Black Lightning, regardless of the revealed before the final season began that she planned to leave the DC drama, regardless of the show getting renewed or not. McClain had stated she would not be in the entire season, leaving many to wonder how Lightning's story would end in the Book of Ruin, Chapter 2. Thesis ship. Jennifer was reformed after her body had been blown up into energy particles in a previous episode. However, Jennifer's appearance had changed as a result, with Laura Kuriki taking over the role. McClain has not spoken about the big move, nor has the Black Lightning creative team or Warner Brothers TV. Despite that, it seemed like Kuriki was now the Arrowverse's new Jennifer Pierce from now on. But it may not be the case after all, as Black Lightning Season 4, Episode 8, The Book of Ruin, Chapter 3, Things Fall Apart is the title of it, is teasing something else. Lynn Stewart, who is the mom, has run multiple tests on Jennifer ever since her rebirth, but the results from Jennifer's particle sustainability test came back as uncertain, causing concern. Lynn immediately compared Jennifer's stats before and after she was reborn, revealing that Lightning's original form was stable while her new one is not. Despite the problematic results, Lynn decided not to tell Jefferson Pierce, who's obviously Black Lightning, assuring him that everything is fine. Laura Kuriki, being a temporary replacement, would explain why there has been such secrecy about the Arrowverse recasting after China M. McClain exited Black Lightning in the middle of the final season. Yeah, there was no explanation about that. They just said basically said with her being not on the show that she's gone, but that was kind of weird. So we'll see what happens with that. It says a popular theory about McClain's initial announcement was that she would be in a few episodes at the start of Black Lightning season 4, and then in the last remaining ones towards the series finale. But once Kuriki took over the role, it was always strange how there was no post-mortem interviews or any talks from the creative side. Perhaps they didn't say anything because recasting JJ's form would never be a permanent Arrowverse recasting. Another moment in Black Lightning hints that the recasting isn't permanent is when JJ refers to Jefferson as daddy. Jefferson notes that her calling her daddy, he hasn't heard her say that in several years, but which she quickly responded saying, "You gotta change up every once in a while." This response had a suspicious vibe to it, possibly setting up that this is not the real Jennifer Pierce. Visually, she was reborn with another girl's looks, but so far the assumption was that this was just a physical side effect. It's possible the truth is more complicated and that this is Jennifer's form from another universe with some personality changes. Jennifer was the only character in Crisis on Infinite Earths who interacted with the counterparts from the alternate worlds. It would not be too strange for the Arrowverse if Jennifer's original looks somehow go to another Earth, but with a different girl looking like her. Creatively, it would explain why JJ's test results, it would be a way for Black Lightning to write out China and McClain for a couple of episodes before the end. It seems unlikely that Black Lightning's final season would end somehow with JJ dying from her body blowing up again, but given how worried Lynn got from seeing worried Lynn was from seeing the results, Lynn is her mother, something is happening to Lightning. While Kuriki's JJ has been a lovely addition to the show, it was always a little strange to recast a principal character, which is a main character, in the middle of a show's final season. Even though Black Lightning showrunner Salim Akil has been open about the Pierce sisters showing up in the spin-off show Painkiller, the spin-off series. If it goes forward, it does not change how surprising the recast was. However, with the latest Black Lightning twist, perhaps the original Jennifer Pierce is on her way back before the Arrowverse drama concludes. So they're basically saying that she could be back towards the end of the season, which is the final season. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it's possible. But it did seem kind of weird, obviously, for them to write her out halfway through the season. And it's also the last season. It's 13 episodes long, so we'll see what happens with that. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Because she did say this is her last season, but I thought it was kind of weird. Usually, when people sign up for a final season, they are in the whole thing. This is my final season. I'm only in a couple episodes. She could have explained that, but she actually probably couldn't because of obviously they didn't want anybody to know about that before watching the show, any of the fans, obviously. So we'll see what happens with that. I really don't know, but it'll be very interesting to figure out and see what happens with that, because there's as of right now 5 episodes left. So we'll see what happens with that. Actually. Oh wait! Last night was season 8, season 4, episode 8. No, there's 9. Oh wait, next week is episode 9, so that means there's 4 episodes left. So we'll see what happens with that. I really don't know what's gonna happen with that. We'll see. Just so I remember, I forgot the name of the character that Wayne Brady, the actor and comedian, plays on the show Black Lightning. He's the villain. His name is Gravedigger. I almost forgot. So his name is Gravedigger. He's like he's like Apocalypse. He has multiple mutant powers. He can use other mutants' powers against him / Inhumans or metahumans. So he hasn't showed up yet. We'll see if he shows up yet towards the end of this season. We don't know about that. The show's almost over, so I think he should probably pop up still. If he does, it'll be very weird. I think he'll probably pop up towards the end of the next episode, just to set up him being towards the end. If they actually decide not to use him, I think I'll be very surprised. Also because it doesn't make sense if they didn't use him, but it kind of does make me speculate that he might not be in it, but we'll see, because obviously it's the Cobra Cartel versus the 100 gang. Lala has to get out somehow. We don't know how he's going to get out, who's going to help him get out. We haven't seen Lady Eve, which is played by the singer Jill Scott, so I don't know if she's actually going to show up at all, because it was deemed in the last season 3, the previous season, that she was shot, but she was almost dying. But we don't know exactly if she's actually fully dead. They didn't explain that, so we'll see what happens with that. I don't know, but we'll see. It'll be very interesting. But that was it. The episode was fun. It was nice to see Jefferson Pierce and his family back into action. I'm trying to remember something. Actually, you know what? Last night I don't remember him actually fighting anybody, if I'm not mistaken. But in the trailer, it showed something different. I don't remember him getting into any fight with anybody last night, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember him actually suiting up. No. Yeah, they showed that in the trailer, but he actually didn't fight anybody, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember him fighting anybody. The only fight that was happening was with Ishmael and Grace and Nessa. That was it. There was no other fighting after, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't remember. Yeah, there was another. So in the trailer, it was different. I actually didn't see him back. So we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, so that's what happens. That's what's gonna happen. Yeah, he actually didn't go out and fight anybody. But the trailer that they showed for the preview of the episode showed differently. But we'll see what happens with that. The show is almost over, and this is, like I said, the final season, unfortunately. But we'll see what happens with that. That's all I have to say and state in regards to this episode, my review for it. it was nice. Like I said, it was cool to see the whole family back, obviously. But we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. The trailer that they put out showed something differently, but we'll see what happens with that next week. So that's all I have to say about this. Thank you again for watching. If you haven't seen the show and you want to see it, they have the seasons on obviously Amazon and Prime, but they have the whole series streaming on Netflix for now. I bought them on Blu-ray DVD because obviously things will change obviously in months when they take stuff off all the time, and you won't be able to watch it. So it's better for me to have them, so in case I want to watch them again, obviously. So thanks again for watching. That's all I have to say and state in regards to last night's episode for Black Lightning, which was season 4, episode 8. Thank you again for watching, and that's all I have to say about this. Bye.